If you can't live alone, don't go to nursing homes. Do this instead. The words my son uttered a mere month ago, "Dad, I think it's time you consider moving into a nursing home," struck me with the force of a physical blow, a gut punch that left me gasping for air. A nursing home. To my ears, that phrase was synonymous with the twilight of life, the ultimate surrender. Yet, here I am today, not in an institution, nor relying on a full-time caregiver, but living quite comfortably on an astonishingly modest $500 a month. The journey to this unexpected peace was arduous, marked by failed attempts at conventional solutions, and I'm eager to share precisely how I navigated this path. My name is Robert Chen, and I am 75 years old. For 4 decades, I dedicated myself to scaling the corporate ladder at a renowned Fortune 500 company, eventually retiring as a senior executive. I genuinely believed I had meticulously planned every facet of my life. However, the profound loss of my wife 7 years ago irrevocably altered the landscape of my existence. The house, once filled with warmth and shared laughter, suddenly echoed with an unsettling silence. Hospital visits, once infrequent, became daunting expeditions, each one a mountain to surmount. In the quiet solitude of those days, I found myself asking the same poignant question repeatedly: where do I truly belong now? I see some of you nodding in recognition, perhaps grappling with that same existential query. As one reaches their 70s, it seems the world suddenly develops an abundance of opinions on how one should live. Move in with your children, hire round-the-clock assistance, or the ultimate pronouncement, relocate to a nursing home. But here's a crucial truth that often goes unsaid. None of these prescriptive solutions may actually be the right fit for you. Before we delve deeper into my personal odyssey, I implore you to take a moment to click that like button and subscribe to this channel. We are dedicated to sharing authentic stories designed to challenge and reshape your perspectives on aging. And believe me, the narrative I'm about to unfold promises to offer a radically different outlook. Allow me to recount my experiences with each of the 3 traditional paths most often suggested and explain why, in the end, I ultimately rejected all of them. In the immediate aftermath of my wife's passing, I attempted to maintain my independence, living alone for several months. Initially, this arrangement felt manageable. I could still cook for myself, drive to appointments, and attend to my daily affairs. However, a subtle yet significant shift began to occur. My shoulder started to throb with a persistent ache. Descending the stairs became an exercise in caution, as my legs would often feel unsteady. The simple act of opening a jar transformed into a frustrating ordeal, and even carrying groceries would leave me breathless. Then, one evening, a particularly unnerving incident took place. I slipped in the bathroom. Thankfully, the fall wasn't severe, but the shock of it sent a jolt of fear through me. Lying in bed that night, my mind raced with a terrifying hypothetical. What if something far worse were to happen? It was at this juncture that I reached out to my son, David. Hesitantly, I posed the question, "David, what would you think if I came to live with you for a while?" His response was immediate and reassuring. "Dad, of course, you should have asked sooner," he said without a moment's hesitation. His wife welcomed me with genuine warmth, and my grandchildren enveloped me in hugs at the door. The initial week was nothing short of idyllic. Family dinners were filled with conversation and laughter, and the house buzzed with a comforting energy. I truly believed this is precisely what I needed. However, as the days unfolded, the veneer of perfection began to fade, and reality started to assert itself. David and his wife both maintained demanding work schedules, and their children were immersed in the whirlwind of school, extracurricular activities, and social engagements. By the second week, I found myself spending most of my days alone, much like before, but now within the confines of someone else's home. Then, the subtle fissures began to appear. Minor conflicts, born from the inherent complexities of shared living, started to surface. "Dad, could you perhaps use a little less salt? You know your blood pressure. Dad, can you turn the television down a bit? The kids need to concentrate on their homework." I understood their concerns. They were not acting out of malice, yet each gentle suggestion felt like a stark reminder of my status, a guest, an interloper, someone who was, in their eyes, potentially in the way. One evening, while discreetly trying to remain unseen, I overheard a fragment of a phone conversation between my daughter-in-law and a friend. "I know it's the right thing to do," she confided, her voice tinged with exhaustion. "But honestly, it's so draining. I can't even go grocery shopping without worrying constantly, and he gets so quiet when we go out. You can just tell he feels left out." Those words pierced me deeply. It was in that moment that I came to a profound realization. Cohabitating with one's children, while seemingly a benevolent solution, does not automatically eradicate loneliness. In some instances, it can actually exacerbate it, creating a paradox where you are surrounded by people, yet still feel utterly invisible. I recalled a comment from a viewer on this very channel. "Living with your kids might sound appealing on the surface, but every individual, regardless of age, requires their own personal space. It's always better to maintain your independence for as long as humanly possible." That individual's wisdom resonated deeply with me. After 3 months, I made the difficult decision to inform David of my intention to return to my own home. He expressed understandable concern about my safety, but I was resolute. I needed my own space, and more importantly, I desperately needed to cease feeling like a burden. Returning to my familiar surroundings brought a sense of relief, but it was quickly overshadowed by the stark reality of my limitations. I could no longer manage every task alone. My wrist would ache persistently when I attempted to lift pots and pans. I found myself dropping things with alarming regularity, and even the most basic cleaning tasks left me utterly exhausted. The stairs, once a mere architectural feature, now served as a daily, unavoidable reminder that my youth had irrevocably passed. One afternoon, while attempting to change a light bulb, my hands began to tremble uncontrollably. The bulb slipped from my grasp, and I instinctively reached out to steady myself against the wall, my heart pounding a frantic rhythm against my ribs. It was a moment of stark clarity. This, I thought, is precisely how older individuals end up in the hospital. This realization propelled me to explore the possibility of hiring a caregiver. My initial thought was not for full-time assistance, as that felt overly intrusive, but rather for part-time support. Perhaps 5 days a week, 3 hours each day. My first experience was with a woman named Maria, a kind woman in her mid-50s with a warm smile and considerable experience. The initial days were marked by a palpable awkwardness. Having a stranger in my kitchen, touching my belongings, felt profoundly unsettling. However, as weeks turned into months, I gradually relaxed. Maria was efficient in her cleaning, prepared simple yet nourishing meals, and capably ran errands. We even found ourselves engaging in occasional conversations. For a fleeting moment, I entertained the thought, this might actually work. Then came the financial reckoning. The cost of even part-time care was staggering, $4,000 a month. My Social Security income, a meager $1,200, fell woefully short. While I possessed some savings, the sight of that account steadily dwindling month after month was unsustainable. Beyond the financial strain, other irritations began to surface. I preferred to clean the kitchen immediately after breakfast, whereas Maria had a preference for completing the task later in the day. These were minor differences, admittedly, but they began to gnaw at me. The fundamental question arose: why should I have to adapt my established routines to accommodate someone else's in my own home? The situation was further complicated when Maria had to leave due to a family emergency. Suddenly, I was faced with the prospect of starting anew with a completely different individual, each with their own distinct habits, personality, and expectations. The third caregiver lasted only a month, and the fourth a mere 2 weeks. The constant cycle of introduction, explanation, and eventual departure was utterly exhausting. I remembered a comment I'd encountered online that had particularly resonated with me. Health is paramount. If you are healthy, you can navigate life whether you are alone or with others. The true challenge emerges when your body begins to fail, and with it, your autonomy and freedom. At that point, I still felt reasonably healthy. So I questioned why I was expending $4,000 a month to live a life that felt as if I were already experiencing those limitations. I decided to cancel the service. With the caregiver option now off the table, I felt I had exhausted all avenues, or so I believed. David, ever concerned, discovered a residential facility located nearby. The monthly cost was $3,000, which included clean rooms, on-site medical staff, and all meals. He suggested I try it for a month, simply to assess the environment. Just to see Dad, he urged. I agreed, largely out of sheer exhaustion from the constant struggle to find a viable solution on my own. The day I moved in felt disquieting, akin to checking into a hospital. Though I wasn't ill, my room was small, functional, and meticulously clean, but it was a far cry from the comfort of my own home. The initial few days were not entirely unpleasant. I had the opportunity to interact with other residents, sharing stories over card games and reminiscing about bygone eras. The meals provided were adequate. However, by the close of the first week, a distinct sense of confinement began to creep in. The rigid schedule was suffocating. Wake at 6 a.m., breakfast at 7:30 a.m., lunch at noon, dinner at 5:30 p.m., and lights out at 9 p.m. As a lifelong night owl, I relished reading until well past midnight. But here, at 9 p.m., the hallway lights would dim, and if a sliver of light peeked from under my door, a nurse would invariably appear, gently knocking and announcing, "Mr. Chen, it's time to sleep now." Time to sleep. I am 75 years old. For 3/4 of a century, I have been making my own decisions, dictating my own schedule. Now, a stranger was dictating my bedtime. One evening, yearning for fresh air, I decided to take a walk outside. It was a beautiful night, the air cool and the sky brilliantly clear. I made my way towards the exit, only to be stopped by a staff member. "Mr. Chen," they said, their tone polite but firm. "Outdoor access concluded at 7 p.m. It's a safety policy." Safety policy. Those two phrases, repeated with increasing frequency, began to feel like the bars of a prison. The most galling aspect of this experience was that I was not significantly ill. I could still walk, my mind was sharp, and I was perfectly capable of tending to my own needs. Yet, I was being compelled to live as if I had lost all semblance of independence. To compound matters, my roommate's incessant snoring sounded like a freight train every single night. I requested a room change, to which I received the perfunctory response, "We'll see what we can do." Nothing, of course, ever changed. After 3 weeks, I could bear it no longer. I called David. "I'm leaving," I stated unequivocally. "Dad, you promised you'd give it a month," he replied, his voice laced with concern. "This isn't living," I insisted. "I'd rather struggle in my own home than be comfortably confined in a cage." The moment I stepped out of that facility and into the sunlight, the world seemed brighter, the air fresher. I was, once again, free. Back in my own home, I felt a sense of liberation, but the weight of my predicament remained. I had tried everything, living with family, employing caregivers, and even residing in a nursing home. None of these options had proven viable. For a few days, I succumbed to inertia, simply sitting on my porch, observing the rhythm of the neighborhood. Life was unfolding all around me, yet I felt a profound sense of detachment. Then, one afternoon, while strolling through the local park, I happened to pass by the elementary school, just as the children were being dismissed. At precisely 3 p.m., a cascade of young faces streamed out of the building, parents eagerly waiting to greet them. It was then that I noticed Sarah. She lived in my apartment building and always appeared to be in a state of perpetual rush and overwhelming stress. She was on her phone, pacing agitatedly. "I can't leave work early again, Mike," she was saying into the receiver. "My boss already said something last week." She ended the call, her expression a picture of near despair. I was aware of her circumstances. Her husband traveled extensively, leaving her to manage their 6-year-old daughter, Emma, predominantly on her own. Without a moment's hesitation, driven by an instinct I hadn't realized I possessed, I walked over to her. "Excuse me, Sarah," I began. "If you ever need someone to pick up your daughter, I would be more than happy to help." She looked up, startled. "Oh, I couldn't possibly ask you to do that." "You're not asking," I countered gently. "I'm offering. I pass by here every day. Are you sure?" I affirmed my sincerity. "I'm sure. What's her name? Emma? First grade? I'll be here at 3 tomorrow." And that, as they say, is how it all began. The following day, I met Emma, collected her from school, and walked her home. During our short journey, she chattered animatedly about her day, her teacher, and her friends. When Sarah arrived home at 5 p.m., she appeared at my door, not just with gratitude, but with a plate of food. "I made extra. Dinner," she explained. "Please, take this." I attempted to decline, but she insisted. "Mr. Chen, you're helping me so much. Please let me help you." What started as a simple act of assistance soon blossomed into a beautiful, mutually beneficial routine. I would pick up Emma every day, and in return, Sarah would leave a portion of her homemade dinner for me. However, the relationship evolved into something far more profound. Sarah's husband, a skilled handyman, fixed my persistently leaky faucet. Sarah, in turn, patiently guided me through the complexities of online bill payments. And Emma, with the pure heart of a child, began creating colorful drawings for me, simple stick figures depicting us walking together, a bright sun adorning the corner of each page. She would proudly tape these artistic endeavors to my door. One evening, Sarah looked at me with genuine warmth and said, "You know, you've truly changed our lives. I was drowning before you showed up." A smile spread across my face. "You've changed mine too," I replied. I had forgotten what it felt like to be truly needed. And there it was. That was the revelation, the core of the solution. I hadn't needed someone to simply care for me. I had needed to feel that I still mattered, that I could still contribute something of value. I remembered another comment from a viewer. The ultimate secret isn't living with family or living alone. The true key lies in maintaining your health and actively cultivating a supportive community. That person had articulated precisely what I had discovered through my own trial and error. Now, let me be clear. I am not suggesting that everyone should replicate my exact circumstances. Your individual situation might differ significantly. Perhaps you are experiencing more profound health challenges than I am. It's entirely possible that living with your children might be a perfectly harmonious arrangement for you. There is no universal, one-size-fits-all answer to the complexities of aging. However, I can share the invaluable lessons I have learned. Firstly, you do not have to make an absolute choice between complete independence and utter dependence. There exists a valuable middle ground. You can graciously accept assistance without relinquishing your autonomy and control. You can contribute to the lives of others without depleting your own energy reserves. Secondly, the significance of community far outweighs the allure of financial wealth. I was spending an exorbitant $4,000 per month on caregivers, yet I remained profoundly lonely. Now, with a mere $500 expenditure, I feel a sense of connection and belonging that I haven't experienced in years. Why? Because money can purchase services, but it can never buy genuine relationships. Sarah doesn't assist me because she is financially compensated. She helps because I, in turn, help her. This reciprocal dynamic is fundamentally different. Thirdly, you still possess something of immense value to offer. For years, I harbored the belief that my age had rendered me obsolete, that my best days were behind me, and that I was inevitably slowing down. What, I wondered, could I possibly contribute? As it turns out, a great deal. I have time, which is an increasingly precious commodity. I have a wealth of experience accumulated over a lifetime. I can safely escort a 6-year-old home from school. I can offer a listening ear to someone who feels unheard. Age does not diminish one's worth. It merely redefines the nature of their contributions. Fourthly, the process of aging does not signify the cessation of life. My newfound role in assisting Sarah has served as a powerful reminder. My life is not over. It has simply taken a different, perhaps even richer form. I may no longer be striving for the corporate summit, but I am still present. I still matter. Today, I am living life entirely on my own terms. Sarah and her family share dinner with me twice a week. Emma continues to fill my door with her delightful drawings. I have even begun offering assistance to other neighbors, fostering a sense of camaraderie and mutual support within our building. It's not a formal arrangement. We are simply neighbors who have recognized the inherent value of looking out for one another, understanding that we are all in this journey together. Inevitably, some will ask, but what will happen when you become truly ill and require more intensive care? This is a perfectly valid and important question. It is entirely possible that one day I will will need to revisit those conventional options. Perhaps I will need to explore more comprehensive care solutions, but for the present moment, I am fully engaged in living. And when that inevitable day arrives, I will face it with the same resolve. I will seek out the solution that genuinely works for me, not the one dictated by societal expectations or conventional wisdom. If you are watching this and find yourself contemplating your own future, wondering what steps to take when independent living becomes untenable, here is my heartfelt advice. Do not confine your thinking to the traditional, widely advertised options. Instead, cast your gaze around your immediate community. Ask yourself a fundamental question. What unique skills or resources do I still possess? Who within my sphere might genuinely benefit from what I have to offer? Perhaps you have a natural affinity for children, or a keen mind for financial matters, or perhaps you are simply an exceptional listener. One commenter articulated this sentiment with perfect clarity. The foundational requirement is always health. If you maintain your health, all other aspects of life become considerably more manageable. They are absolutely right. Prioritize the well-being of your body. It is the bedrock upon which everything else is built. But beyond the crucial foundation of physical health, actively cultivate meaningful relationships, not solely with the anticipation of future assistance, but because life, in its richest form, is experienced when we are deeply connected to others. I am 75 years old, and I live alone. Yet, I am not lonely, and I am certainly not passively waiting for the day when I can no longer manage. I am living vibrantly and fully today on my own terms. If this story has resonated with you on a personal level, I kindly ask you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others. I would also be immensely interested to read your thoughts in the comments section. What are your own aspirations and plans for your golden years? Thank you for dedicating your time to watch, and please remember, your most fulfilling years may very well still lie ahead.